Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for a new chapter named Chemical Coordination and Regulation, and in this video we will cover part 1. So what do you mean by chemical coordination? Before we go to the first question, let's discuss that a little. What is coordination? To work in association, right? For example, when we say coordination in an organization, we say it is it's everybody, right? We talk about everybody. Now when you say chemical coordination, how can you define it? Chemical coordination and integration, you have so many things, right? So what do you think will be the answer for that? What is the topic? What is this? It is a type of coordination that is present between the cells or different organs within the body of multicellular organisms. In this kind of coordination, a group of cells release specific chemicals which regulate the activities of other cells in the body. So this is an introduction that I would like to give here. Fine, now let's move to the first question, which was asked in the year 2017. A temporary endocrine gland in the human body is dash. Any idea? Pineal gland, all that are not temporary ones. The temporary one out of the 4 is the corpus luteum. Okay, it is a temporary endocrine gland, and how it is, or where it is formed? It is formed in the ovary. After ovulation, it releases hormones. It releases the female sex hormones, which are called as progesterone and progesterone, and sometimes the other hormones like HCG, others are also secreted from it. Therefore, the temporary endocrine gland in the human body is option B, corpus luteum. Next question here, GnRH. What is this? It's a hypothalamic hormone needed in the reproduction and acts as dash. So any idea what is the full form of that? GnRH. It's a hormone. I've told you it's a hormone. It's called as gonadotrophin releasing hormone. What is it called as? Gonadotrophin releasing hormone. It is a releasing hormone that is responsible for the release of FSH and LH, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, from the anterior pituitary. Now this gonadotrophin releasing hormone is a tropic peptide hormone synthesized and released from the gonadotrophin neurons, releasing hormone neurons within the hypothalamus. So I've given you a clear introduction about it. So this hormone is needed for what? I've given you the answer. Yes, it is needed for the anterior pituitary gland and stimulates the secretion of LH and FSH. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Hypersecretion of growth hormone in adults does not cause further increase in height because dash. So we all have growth hormones in our body, right? They say that women grow up to age of 22, maximum 23. Men grow up to 25, they say. So this is a standard value actually. Now, you can have a doubt. So what will happen to the growth hormones after that? So we're not going to grow physically, but we need growth interiorly, right? We fall down, we get hurt. All those cells have to be replaced, right? It has to be replaced. Imagine if it is not going to be replaced. A new cell is not a new skin or a new covering or a new cell is not going to grow. What happens? Your wound is not going to heal then. You will have it throughout your life, right? So hypersecretion of growth hormone in adults do not cause further increase in height because epiphyseal plates close after adolescence. That is, physically you will not see growth, but interiorly growth will be there. And now, for example, a woman who becomes pregnant, interiorly her organs are expanding. Her vaginal opening is expanding. All that is growth only. But physical growth will be stopped. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option A. Next question here. Changes in the gonadotrophin releasing pulse frequency in females is controlled by the circulating levels of dash. Very easy question. I told you gonadotrophin releasing hormone is used for the release of LH and FSH. And what do they release? The female sex hormone. Therefore, the right answer is option A, estrogen and progesterone. At the pituitary, the gonadotrophin releasing hormone stimulates the synthesis and secretion of gonadotrophins, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. These processes are controlled by the size and frequency of gonadotrophin pulses as well as by the feedback from progesterone and egesterone. Low frequency of this particular hormone pulses are required for FSH release, while high frequency is required for the LH release. LH release. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following hormone is not involved in the sugar metabolism? Which is glucagon, insulin are predominant roles they play in the sugar metabolism. Cortisol also plays an important role. The one which is not a part of the sugar metabolism is option A. It is called as aldosterone, and this is produced by the adrenal cortex and plays an important role in the sodium and potassium levels in the body, while the rest are involved in the sugar metabolism. Therefore, the right answer is option A. Next question here. Which one of the following hormones, though synthesized elsewhere, is stored and released by the master gland? And this question was asked in the year 2015. So what is the hormone? It is not LH. Prolactin is associated with milk, so it's not the answer. Luteinizing hormone also is not the answer. The answer is antidiuretic hormone, which is abbreviated as ADH, antidiuretic hormone. And oxytocin are produced by hypothalamus and stored in the posterior pituitary. Okay, now what are the other things that you can talk about this hormone ADH? Vasopressin, also called as the other name of this is vasopressin. Okay, yeah, vasopressin is also antidiuretic hormone. Then you have other hormones which come under their classification. So here, if you see, the excretion is through the urine. The formula of this particular chemical, if you see, it is C46H65N15O12S2. Okay, this you can ask me what is the function of this antidiuretic hormone. It's a hormone that is made by the hypothalamus in the brain and stored in the posterior pituitary gland. It tells your kidney how much water to conserve. ADH constantly regulates and balances the amount of water in your body. High water concentration increases the volume and pressure of your blood. Therefore, this hormone is very important. Therefore, the right answer is option D. Next question here. Fight or flight reaction causes the activation of dash. So here I need to give an example. There are a lot of shock experiences that we have in life. It can be the loss of someone, or it can be when we see something horrible, or if we happen to see some wild animals. We all seem to get shocked. Imagine you're traveling in the road, you're just walking on the road, all of a sudden a tiger comes and stands in front of you. How would you see that? You become panic and your heart beats really fast. And it's a pressure for your body, right? That stress, that shock, when it goes beyond the limit, there is a lot of chances, there are a lot of complications involved. Now this adrenal medulla is actually called the emergency gland. So that's an emergency situation. If your heart is pumping in a standard value, all of a sudden it is pumping in a high pressurized value. If it is 100, if it is 60, if it is going to be 100 per minute, what will happen? Obviously, it is going to be a complication for your body. So that is called the emergency of the body, and that is tackled by a hormone. Okay, so adrenal medulla is called the emergency gland and secretes adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Adrenaline is commonly called as the emergency hormone, which is called for fear, fight and flight. So when you're facing such situations, this hormone will try to smoothen, will try to make you calm. It will try to withstand that pressure. It causes the dilation of the coronary artery, bronchioles and the pupil. Okay, because when you see a tiger, you will just blink whether it is true. So everything is tackled by that one particular hormone. Therefore, the right answer to this question is option C. The adrenal medulla leading to the increased secretion of that is adrenaline. Okay, and non-epinephrine. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Next question here. Which of the following statement is correct in relation to the endocrine system? We have to analyze the statements here. So the right answer is option B. Non-nutrient chemicals produced by the body in trace amount that acts as an intercellular messenger as known as hormones. Hormones are non-nutrient chemicals which act as intercellular messengers within your body to transmit messages, and thereby your body functions accordingly. Only when there is a malfunction in this hormone setup inside your body, your messages might be delivered late, or might be it might lead to the production of less or more. That is what you say hypo. Gastrointestinal tract secrete 4 major peptide hormones which are called as gastrin, secretin, CCK and gastric inhibitory peptide. So whole body is actually working on hormones. Okay, for each stage of life, every hormone has its own functions to do. Only when the malfunction happens in these hormones, that is where deformities and other complications are exhibited in the body. For example, let's take the sugar metabolism, the glucose metabolism in your body. If insulin is not produced in your body, then there's no metabolism of sugar. What happens? You'll end up having diabetes. So this is how hormones play a vital role in a human body. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. A pregnant female delivers a baby who suffers from stunted growth. Okay? Who suffers from stunted growth, mental retardation, low intelligence quotient and abnormal skin. And this is result of dash. So we all know for a good memory power or for good quotient, we need iodine. That's why they say take iodized salt. Right? Iodine is essential for the normal rate of hormone synthesis in thyroid. Deficiency of the iodine in the diet results in hypothyroidism and enlargement of the thyroid gland, commonly called as goiter. Hypothyroidism during pregnancy causes defective development and maturation of the growing baby, leads to stunted growth, mental retardation, intelligence quotient to be low and an abnormal skin. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Okay, next question here. Select the answer which correctly matches the endocrine gland, the hormone it secretes and its function. So posterior pituitary, no. Thyroid gland, yeah, option B is the right answer because thyroid gland secretes thyroxine. Lack of iodine in the diet results in goiter. Therefore, the right answer is option B. Next question here. Which one of the following represents the action of insulin? Analyze the statements here. Increases the blood glucose level? No. No. It decreases the blood glucose levels of forming glycogen. The right answer is option C. If you find it to be increased, the body is not functioning in the right way. Insulin is a peptide hormone which plays a major role in regulation of the glucose homeostasis. Insulin acts mainly on hepatocytes and adipocytes. That is, adipocytes are nothing but the cells of the adipose tissue, and enhances the cellular glucose uptake and utilization. Insulin also stimulates the conversion of the glucose to glycogen, so it should only decrease. Therefore, the right answer is option C. Okay, next question here. Neuroepinephrine. What is it? This question was asked in the year 2013. It is called as it's called as norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is released by the sympathetic fibers that is rapidly secreted by I told you, right, we have fear of fight and flight. So when there's a shock, you have the epinephrine produced, and when there's no shock, you have the it should be non-epinephrine. So they have mentioned it as norepinephrine. It's okay. So that will be produced. So it is released by sympathetic fibers, which is 1 is right, and the other that 3 is right. It increases the heart rate. Therefore, the right answer is option 1 and 3, which is option B. Next question here. Select the option which correctly matches the endocrine gland with its hormone and its function. Okay. So you have to analyze here. Ovary, okay. Placenta, estrogen, corpus luteum, estrogen. Leydig cells, look at option D. Leydig cells, hormone is androgen. Yeah, Leydig cells are correct. Leydig cells are associated with the male reproductive system. It produces androgen, which is a male reproductive hormone, or you call it as male sex hormone, and it initiates the production of sperms. Out of the 4, option D is said to be right. Therefore, the right answer is option D. With this, we complete the first part of chemical coordination and regulation. We will meet in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.